We talked about what to do when the market is down, but that brings up the real question. Which ETF should you actually be in? XEQT, XGRO, or XBAL? And does the choice even make a difference during a crash?
So today we are going deeper. We are breaking down XEQT, XGRO, and XBAL. Not just what they are, but how to figure out which one is actually right for you. Because picking the wrong ETF is not just about returns. It is about whether you will panic and sell at the worst possible moment.
And we have real numbers to show you exactly how much the choice matters over time.
But first, quick disclaimer. Everything in this video is for educational purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own research or speak with a licensed professional.
Okay, so first, what even are these three ETFs? I see people talking about them all the time, but I do not really know what is actually inside them.
Great place to start. All three are called Asset Allocation ETFs. They are made by iShares, which is BlackRock, and they are designed to be a one-stop shop investment for Canadians. You buy one ticker, and you are instantly invested in thousands of companies all around the world. The difference between the three is how much is in stocks versus bonds. XEQT is 100% stocks, no bonds at all. It holds over 9,000 companies across the globe. Most aggressive, highest potential returns, biggest drops when markets fall. XGRO is 80% stocks and 20% bonds. The bonds act like a cushion. They don't grow as fast, but they don't crash as hard either. And XBAL is 60% stocks and 40% bonds. Most stable of the three, but historically the lowest long-term growth.
Wait, I have also seen people mention VEQT and VGRO. Are those different?
Great question. VEQT, VGRO, and VBAL are the Vanguard versions of the exact same concept. VEQT is 100% stocks, just like XEQT. VGRO is 80-20, just like XGRO. VBAL is 60-40, just like XBAL. Same idea, different company. Both have very similar fees and very similar performance. In this video, we are using iShares as our example, but everything we say applies equally to the Vanguard versions. Pick one brand, stick with it, and do not switch between them, chasing tiny differences.
Okay, so what actually happens to each one when the market crashes? Like right now?
It depends on the type of crash. During a sudden crash, like COVID in 2020, XEQT can drop roughly 30 to 35%. During a slow bleed, like 2022, when interest rates were rising, it can still drop around 20%. The bonds in XGRO and XBAL act as a cushion. So if XEQT drops 30%, XGRO might drop around 22 to 25%, and XBAL might only drop 15 to 18%.
So XBAL is safer. Shouldn't everyone just pick XBAL?
That is what most people think, but here is what they miss: the recovery. After every single crash in history, the market has recovered, and the recovery is where all the gains happen. If you are in XEQT and the market drops 30%, then bounces back 40%, you capture that full 40%. If you are in XBAL, you might only capture 25% of that recovery. Over time, that gap compounds into a massive difference. And we are going to show you the exact numbers in a few minutes.
What if someone is already in XEQT and the market just crashed? Should they switch to XBAL now to be safer?
This is the most expensive mistake beginners make. Think about what you are actually doing. You already absorbed the pain of the drop. Your portfolio is already down 25%, and now you are switching to an ETF that recovers more slowly? You got the worst of both worlds. You felt the full crash, and you will miss most of the recovery.
So, when is the right time to decide which ETF you should be in?
Before a crash. When you are calm. When you can think clearly about who you actually are as an investor, not who you hope you are.
I wish I had started investing when I was 20. I think a lot of people watching this feel the same way, like it is too late to build serious wealth.
This is one of the biggest myths in personal finance. Starting at 40 is not too late. If you invest consistently for the next 15 to 20 years, compounding still works powerfully in your favor. The people who say it is too late are usually the ones who gave up too early.
So, someone who is 40 and wants to pursue FIRE, financial independence, retire early, can still choose XEQT?
Yes, because it is not about your age. It is about your time horizon. Someone who is 40 with a 15 to 20-year runway is still a long-term investor. XEQT makes complete sense. You do not have to be 25 to invest aggressively.
But what if your time horizon is only 5 to 10 years? Still XEQT?
No, and this is really important. If you need the money in 5 to 10 years, XEQT is too risky. The market can drop 30% and take 2 to 3 years to recover. If the crash happens right before you need the money, you are stuck selling at a loss. For 5 to 10 years, XGRO or XBAL makes more sense. And under 5 years, none of these. You want something like a GIC or a high-interest savings account where your money is protected.
So you match the ETF to when you actually need the money.
Exactly. Time horizon is everything. Get that right first, and the ETF choice becomes obvious.
What if you already have XEQT, but your timeline is getting shorter? Do you just stop buying it and switch to XBAL? But then the growth is smaller.
You do not have to sell anything. The simplest approach is to just stop buying XEQT for new contributions and start directing that money into something more conservative instead. Your existing XEQT keeps compounding. New money gets protected. Over time, your overall portfolio naturally becomes more balanced without you having to sell.
And if your time horizon is still long, like 15 plus years, just keep buying XEQT and don't overthink it?
Yes, if you have a long time horizon and you can handle the drops, just keep buying XEQT consistently. That is the whole strategy. Do not let short-term market noise convince you to complicate something that is already working.
So, how do you actually know which ETF is right for you?
One question tells you everything. If your portfolio dropped 30% tomorrow and you checked it on your phone, what would you actually do? If the answer is, I would hold and maybe buy more, XEQT is for you. If the answer is, I would hold but lose sleep, XGRO is better. If the answer is, I would probably panic and sell, then XBAL is actually the right choice. Not because it performs better, because it is the one you will actually stay invested in. The best ETF in the world is useless if you panic sell it at the bottom.
Is the difference actually that big over time?
Let us look at someone who starts with $10,000 and adds $1,000 a month for 20 years. XEQT at 8% gets to roughly $604,000. XGRO at 7%, about $567,000. XBAL at 6%, around $530,000. That is a $74,000 gap from just a 2% annual difference.
That is huge, just from 2% per year.
That is compounding. Small differences every year become life-changing amounts of money over time. And this is exactly why starting at 40 still matters. You have 20 years of compounding ahead of you.
So, what should someone actually do today?
3 things. Do not switch ETFs out of fear. You will lock in losses and miss the recovery. Keep contributing. Your money buys more units when prices are down. And if the drops are making you want to sell, use that feeling as information. It means your ETF might be too aggressive. But make that change when the market is calm, not in the middle of the storm. If this helped you figure out which ETF actually fits your life, give it a like and subscribe. And if the market dropping is still stressing you out, our video on exactly what to do when that happens is up next.
We built a free calculator so you can plug in your own numbers. Link is in the description. See you next Monday.